Exodus chapter 14 verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Psalm 2 verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the hidden for thine inheritance, and the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession.
Exodus chapter 25 verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Psalm 40 verse 1. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me, and heard my cry.
Exodus chapter 30 verse 22, moreover the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Psalm 40 verse 2. He brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of a miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my going.
Exodus 31 verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Exodus 14 verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Exodus chapter 14 verse 14, and it says, the Lord shall fight for you, and they shall hold your peace.
Exodus 25 verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Romans chapter 6 verse 23, and it says, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Exodus 31 verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Chapter 1 verse 3, and God said, let there be light, and it was light.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
Genesis 4 verse 1, Adam knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bare a son, and said, I have gotten a man from blood.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 4. And God saw that the light was good, and God divided the light from the darkness.
John 11:35, Jesus wept.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, and it says, let there be light, and there was light.
Genesis 1 verse 13. And the evening and the morning were the third day.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 19, and the evening and the morning was the fourth day.
Genesis 2 verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them.
Exodus 13 verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Exodus 14 verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Exodus 25 verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Exodus 31 verse 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Job 6 verse 1, and Job answered and said,
Hold on. Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. In the beginning God created them and the earth.
Genesis 1 verse 3. And God said, let there be light, and there was light.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
Genesis 1 verse 13. And the evening and the morning were the third day.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. God saw that the light was good, and God divided the light from darkness.
Genesis 2 verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. Genesis 2 verse 25. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created him, male and female created them.
Genesis 3 verse 1. And Sabbath said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
Exodus chapter 31 verse 12. And the Lord said unto Moses, saying,
Exodus 9 verse 2. For if thou refuse to let them go, and we told them still.
Exodus chapter 40 verse 1. And the Lord said unto Moses, saying,
Exodus 12 verse 45. A foreign and the highest man shall not eat thereof.
verse 1. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
1 Corinthians 15:19, if in this life only you have hope in Christ, you have all men most miserable.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 3. And God said, let there be light, and there was light.
Matthew 25 verse 2, and 5 of them were right, and 5 were foolish.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 4. And God saw that the light was good, and God divided the light from darkness.
In the beginning, Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth.
Genesis 1 verse 3. And God said, let there be light, and there was light.
Genesis chapter 24 verse 1, and Abraham was old and was stricken in age, and God blessed Abraham in all things.
Genesis 1 verse 13. And the evening and the morning were the third day.
Genesis chapter 36 verse 1, now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom.